Hello everyone. Today we are gonna do a topic called force. Force is defined as push or pull. In so many textbooks, the force definition is too hard, but I have given it in simpler, which is push or pull. So there are two types of force. One force is called force at contact, and other is called force at distance. Is also called as force as non-contact. Then we force at contact. So when in force at contact, I have this ball and I'm pushing this. My hand is coming in contact with the ball, and then I am having something in force. So, like when I push this ball, first it comes in contact, and then it applies a force on it. So any human organism or any living organism pushes with their muscles, it's called a muscular force. Then we have friction force. Friction force, when I put this ball over here to this distance, it will end at certain point. That is because of the friction between the ball and the table. Then force at distance is also called as forces non-contact. So we have so let's see I need to explain a bit that when I pull this from a spring, it's called a pull, and when I push this ball, it has a movement called push. So now let's go to the force at distance. We have gravitational force. So in gravitational force, I'm not putting my hand on it and putting the ball on the table, but you can see that this ball will come directly in my hand like this. That is because of some force that's called in gravitational force. Gravity pulls everything. Then we have magnetic force. So in magnetic force, when I have this pin and I have this magnet, so at a certain so when I put this magnet near and near, it will pull the pin. So that's called a magnetic force. Then we have an electrical force. You have seen my other videos. In one of that videos, I have explained you about the atom. In atom, you have looked at the neutrons and protons and electrons. So the attraction between them, it comes in the electrical force. Then force is physically quantity that changes the tense to change the state of rest or motion of the body, or changes the dimensions of the body. So it says that this ball is standing on a table. Right now this ball is on a rest because it's not moving at all. But when I push this ball from here to there, it creates an emotion because it's it's moving right now. Like my car is on stop, but when I drive it starts the car. So when it's in one place, it's called it is on a rest, and when it go to one place to another place and it's in a motion, that's called in a motion. Then effects of force. Set a stationary object into the motion. So set a stationary object into the motion means, let's see the experiment of this. So this is a stationary object, and then we can start this object in a motion. Then we have stop moving object. So this is moving. Let's see, this is moving, but I'm stopping it at a certain point. So we can also stop at a certain point. Then we have change of speed. So like this ball is going in this speed, but I want to do it faster, so I can push it over it. So that's, we can also change the speed of it. Then we have change of direction. Like this ball is going somewhere like this, but I want to the ball go like this. So we can also do the change of direction. And then we have change of dimension. So if I have one force from this side and one this side, it changes the dimension, because you can see it is kind of a ellipse oval kind of the shape. So it also changes the dimension of the ball. I would like to give one more example of car in it. So set a stationary object into the motion. So when my car is in a hole and it gets one place to another place, that can apply in the stationary into the motion. Stop a moving object. When my car is running and I want to stop it, I'll use a brake to stop my car. So that can also come. Then change of speed. If my car is on 20 speed, then I want it to in 120, then I can change the speed. Then change in direction. So if I am going straight and then I want to U-turn or take right side, then I can also change the direction. Then I have change of dimension. So have you realized that so many people sit in one car, it changes a bit dimension of the tire. So the tire will get a bit flat, not too flat, but a bit flat, which can also apply in the change of dimensions. So this is how the this formula, this kind of thing applies in mostly every things. Now, let's see, I have this ball over here in the same surface, which you can see. Yeah. So, in this I will explain you that how the ball changes the speed and stuff with I have taken a ball experiment, but it can set in a other also. So let's assume that this is my football and it's on a ground. Okay, so when I kick the ball, it pushes the thing. But I would like to tell that we have two main force that applies in everything, which is one is gravitational force and one is normal force. Gravitational force we have already learned, which pulls it to the gravity, and the normal force is also that on top of in our air. Then we have air resistance, which when we kick a ball fast, you can see that air is leaving behind. It is pushed the air, so it causes an air resistance force. And here, when I kick the ball, it applies a force on it. So we have push, then normal force, air resistance force, gravitational force, and one more force, which is friction force, which gets contact into the ground, and my ball gets contact in it, and then it when the ball runs, it will stop at certain point, and that's called because of the friction force between the table or the ground and the ball. So this is how this works. Now I would like to ask one question, which is force scalar or vector quantity? So in my previous video, you have maybe look at what I explained you, the distance, displacement, velocity and speed. So this is we learnt in that. So scalar just has a magnitude value, which is just had the the speed, which like 30 it goes like in 30 meters, but which side we don't know. But in vector quantity, we have the magnitude and direction both, which is like 30 meters to the southeast or north or west, anything, but it has both magnitude and distance both. So is force scalar or vector quantity? So I would like to ask that question, and the answer is vector, because it has, we can also say ball that you go on this speed but on northeast. So that's called a vector quantity. Then I would like to explain you one more thing, which is very easy to learn and very important to learn. So, I have this box over here and we are going to learn that balance versus unbalanced force. So, balanced force means in balance versus unbalanced force, I have a box over here and this box I'm pushing this box to like this. So this is an unbalanced force because it has a motion over here, because it has a motion. Then we have a box which has force from two sides. So this is called an balanced force because it doesn't have motion, it's on a rest, and which is force cancel each other, and because of net force is 0. Then we have this side, but I have this hand more force in comparison of this force, so it is unbalanced because it still moves and it is on motion, and that's called unbalanced force. Then we have force from four sides. All four sides, I have force from all four sides, which is called an balanced force because it is on a rest and it doesn't move. It is not in the motion. So today we learnt about force and motion. I hope you like my video. Thank you.